Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Showers tonight have exited, but we've got more rain and more cold air to go this week. Find out how chilly things get by the weekend. Coming up.
All right, Ben, we're going to start, though, with a Rochester Hills man attacked, all because of a blue light on his front porch. Thanks for staying with us for Local 4 News at 11. The blue light is a symbol of support for law enforcement.
Investigators say it's also the reason the homeowner was hit in the head before his attacker forced his way into his home. Mara McDonald is live at Oakland County Sheriff's Department in Rochester Hills. And Mara, you talked with that victim tonight.
I did, Kimberly, and you know, all Tom Hayes wanted to do after a long week at work was grab his pizza and watch some football. It didn't happen. Tom Hayes has blue lights on his house to support law enforcement. Yesterday, he went to pick up a pizza, saw three guys walking down the street as he was pulling into his driveway. One of them started yelling.
I don't know if I can swear on this.
You can swear, we'll bleep it out.
He says, you know, where's the white at? And then refers to the blue light, saying that I support the cops and, you know, where the cop, you know, you hang out with the cops, so you know where the white are at.
Hayes didn't engage. He just wanted to watch football and eat his pizza.
I'm getting to my door to unlock my door, and I see someone walking up the driveway very fast. So I hurry up and I unlock my door, and I go in. As I walk in, I feel someone punch me in the back of the head.
He throws the pizza down, and the guy has then muscled his way into the house.
I backed up, and as I backed up, he stepped in and punched a hole into the window here, and then took off running.
He called 911. Sheriff's deputies made the scene and found the three men, including the one accused of throwing the punch. The deputy tried to take him into custody. He ran. They tasered him and then got him. In talking with Sheriff Bouchard tonight, he says right now people are so quick to escalate the anger and violence.
I understand because of COVID, because of so many pressures, are under great tension and anxiety, whether it's politics or COVID or economics or health. All of those things are playing in, and we're seeing quicker escalation of violence.
Back here live. So what do we know about the suspect? Well, he's a 24-year-old man currently in custody at the Oakland County Jail. We know that he has got priors out of Florida for aggravated assault with a weapon as well as various drug charges. We are not identifying him tonight because he has not yet been arraigned. That arraignment probably happens tomorrow. We're live in Rochester Hills tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
And we'll continue to follow it. Okay. Mara, thank you.
All right, now let's check in with Ben as we starting to get our first taste of fall, feels like.
Yeah, tracking a little more rain moving in too, Ben.
Yes, this was the first time, Kim, in more than 2 weeks that we have seen rain. We get a little bit of a break for some of us tomorrow, and we're right back at it on Wednesday. But right now, Storm Tracker 4's got all that stuff that we saw tonight out to the east. There's a little bit more activity out in West Michigan, but I think that's probably going to miss us. You can see generally we're done for the night. Tomorrow is a different story, however. Once we get into the second half of the day especially, we'll start seeing some sprinkles. A lot of those are going to be in the north zone. You can see a couple here about 1 o'clock, and then a few more scattered around as we head towards the evening hours, but few and far between compared to what we saw today. Now, as far as temperatures go, 64 is as good as we're going to do. It's better than what we did today, but that 67 this morning came at 2 a.m. We'll put it in the right spot tomorrow. We'll find out if we've got any warmer temperatures coming in the 7-day forecast, and also take a second look at the more rain we're expecting in just a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben. Well, now to a story in Macomb County we've been following since Christmas Eve of 2016. Tomorrow, Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller is set to announce a settlement in the Frazier sinkhole case, which cost more than $70 million to repair. Priya Mann live in Frazier with more on this lawsuit that involves 3 contractors. Priya.
You know, and Devin, it involves more than just money. So many families in this area were affected, and now we're about to get our first glimpse at who may be held accountable. Macomb County Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller will announce a settlement involving 3 contractors on Tuesday. On Christmas Eve in 2016, a sinkhole developed. Nearly 24 homes were evacuated and 3 houses later were condemned. At the time, the collapse threatened to dump raw sewage into thousands of basements in the county through the broken pipes. 2 of those condemned homes were later demolished. Candace Miller blames human error in the construction of the drainage, but the companies argue that wasn't the case and they shouldn't be held responsible. Macomb County disagreed and sued. They've now reached a settlement. And on Tuesday, we're expecting to hear who is going to pay and how much. We'll have the very latest on air and clickondetroit.com. Reporting from Frazier, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya. The state is now reporting 46 Michigan K-12 schools with outbreaks of COVID-19.
But the big hotspots continue to be college campuses. The state says there are outbreaks at 22 colleges. Michigan State with the most cases with nearly 1,300. Grand Valley State next with 811. The state has confirmed 8 more deaths and a little more than 1,300 more cases of COVID-19 over the past 2 days. Other headlines tonight. According to Johns Hopkins University, the death toll now from the coronavirus has passed 1 million worldwide. U.S. has the most deaths of any other country in the world, with 205,000 Americans dead. The city of Detroit is moving its COVID testing site from the fairgrounds to the Joseph Walker Williams Community Center. That's on Rosa Parks Boulevard near West Grand Boulevard. City is moving the testing so that it can be indoors as the weather starts to turn. Testing for Detroiters remains free. You can call 313-230-0505, 230-0505 to schedule an appointment.
Meanwhile, the state says it's making significant progress reducing the impact of COVID-19 on African Americans. Over the past 2 weeks, the state has seen a 21% decrease in cases and 30% decrease in deaths compared to the early days of the pandemic. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist shares what he's learned while leading the task force.
You need to take a multifaceted and holistic approach. That's why the task force is as diverse as it is, not only in terms of identity, but in terms of background and skill set. We have labor leaders, faith leaders, educators at every level, young people, young professionals, parents, medical doctors, public health experts. So we have everyone represented there because everyone needs to be at the table in order to get the right kinds of solutions.
Gilchrist also says he believes the progress made by the task force will have an impact long after the pandemic.
Well, now less than 24 hours away from the first presidential debate, President Trump and Joe Biden will be sharing the stage in Cleveland at Case Western Reserve University in the Cleveland Clinic tomorrow night, 9 p.m. A 90-minute debate that will be split into 6 topics that have been chosen by the moderator, who's Chris Wallace. The topics include the Supreme Court, COVID-19, and race and violence in our cities. 15 minutes will be spent on each of the 6 topics. Grant Herms and the Local 4 Trust Index team will be fact-checking the first debate live tomorrow night. So while you're watching the debate on Local 4 at 9 p.m., you can follow the fact-checking at clickondetroit.com.
The Trump administration seems to be disputing a judge's ruling of when the census should end. According to a tweet from the U.S. Census Bureau, the U.S. Secretary of Commerce wants census self-responses and data collection from the field to end October 5th. However, a federal judge ruled last week the census should continue through the end of October. Still ahead, it is being called one of the largest medical cyber attacks in history.
We'll have more on what we're learning about the attack and which local medical facilities may have been impacted.
The most difficulty here is with uncertainty. We don't know when water will be back, and town doesn't tell us.
An entire community being told not to drink their water. The tragedy involving a 6-year-old boy that has raised concerns about the safety of the city's water supply. Here's Tim.
Time has stood still at this small town movie theatre. Posters still up of what was supposed to be the summer's blockbuster hits. But a community rallied. They're getting their movie theatre back.
I did not know how important this theatre truly was to the community.
How a pandemic and bankruptcy weren't going to keep this place down. Coming up on the Night Cam.